Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our home studio here on a Monday. It's Monday, isn't it, Kristen?
Monday is not usually when we're streaming, but we are today.
Usually Monday's our day off, actually. I really had to convince Kristen. I had to tell her that if we stream tonight for just a little bit, that we can watch Bridgerton together tonight. So there you go. I think that's a fair trade-off, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Well, hi everybody. Happy Monday. So I just had kind of this idea for a stream, and welcome everybody onto the stream. I'm looking at the chat here that we've got up. So hello everybody. How's everybody doing? So Kristen, I had this idea for a live stream, and it had nothing to do with the fact that I really wanted to use our new home studio. Okay, so it had
everything to do with that.
It had a little bit to do with the fact that I wanted to use our new home studio. That had something to do with it. But what I really wanted to talk about was live streaming. And I know we get a lot of questions in the park, on our live streams about, runs the gamut of like, where did you guys meet? Why did you decide to do live streaming? Technically, how do your live streams work? Do you make money on your live streams? Oh my gosh, we see people in the parks that go, you guys must be rich. Oh my gosh, you're on YouTube, huh? And then there's like other people that, think that, live streaming in the theme park should be banned and blogging should be banned and all that other kind of stuff. And we don't really ever talk about it on the streams. Sometimes we talk about technology, sometimes we talk about where the channel's going, and what we're really trying to do with the channel to advance technology. And so I kind of wanted to devote a quick stream to where we could answer all your questions and talk about all those kind of weird facts. Right. The short answer is no, we're not making money, but we'll get into that. So Kristen, I have talking points that I put here so that we could kind of stay on track tonight, so we're not talking for a really long time. But I wanted to talk a little bit about like the future of live streaming. So, live streaming. I have props, Kristen.
Oh gosh, of course you do.
So live streaming started with this, right?
Right.
A camera phone, and I don't even know if people started using gimbals and for a while. The stabilizers. I think it pretty much just started with
kind of just hand holding
like this.
A lot of times.
Think how hard it would be to stream like this, and think you get your thumb like in the picture, like over the lens all the time. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of where live streaming started, and where I'm kind of excited. So I have a long, illustrious career as a professional photographer.
Yes.
In broadcasting. So.
Yes, that also equals. Harper's new live streaming abilities.
Right, that we saw her in the parks yesterday. She was trying to live stream from RideCam. So anyway, we've come a long way to this is the camera that we just got, the 4K camera to start streaming. And we did a test stream from Magic Kingdom on Saturday for our channel members. And I thought it looked pretty good. It was real 4K, and we're bonding this with LiveView products, and if you don't know what that is, you can look it up. With the Solo Pro. What am I missing here?
It's Park Pass TV Dan.
Okay, what's he
just
doing?
got off an airplane, and already he's in the chat.
He's already heckling us?
Heckling us. He on YouTube. He would like to know more about the squirrel and the sandwich.
We're not talking about squirrels tonight, Uncle Dan.
You can.
We'll talk about it on the hot dog stream, right?
You can. We have a wonderful short that we just put up today. If you'd like to see the squirrel incident and involving a sandwich over on YouTube, there is a very nice short about it. It's doing fairly well in the last hour or two.
Yes. So anyway, this is our new camera. I'm not sure how much we're going to use this, or if this one is the actual one that we're going to continue to stream with, but guys, it's full 4K, and I think this is kind of the future of live streaming for our channel, and maybe other channels. I don't know. I like to think that quality is important, and I like to think that kind of our channel kind of focused on that, because one of the talking points, or one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight is what do streamers bring to to the parks, and what kind of benefit do they bring? Does the benefit of live streamers streaming from the Disney parks outweigh what people say is the negative, which is people running around with cameras,
right?
People making a scene, that kind of thing. And we've talked about it before, Kristen. The majority, when people say, "Oh my gosh, that's a live streamer," and they're making a mockery of the park, or they're just making a mess of things. Do we sound okay?
Some people on Facebook were saying we had no sound, but I hear the sound out of my Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So,
well,
sorry, I was just checking.
Okay. No, thank you.
I did hear it.
So I lost my train of thought, but I think that when people say, "Oh my gosh, that live streamer is making is disrupting everybody," a lot of times those people are FaceTiming their family. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
A lot of the time during fireworks, they're not live streaming. They are very, very loudly FaceTiming grandma. And we've seen that a ton. And yeah, there's definitely live streamers who are being loud and obnoxious, but it is certainly not us.
Well, yeah,
we try to
there's
hold
always
ourselves.
people. There's
Yeah.
always people, just in general, that are going to do things in the parks that are not respectful.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're a channel
Right.
or not, or if they're TikTok, or there are people in the parks that genuinely are just, and that's kind of everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But yes, a lot of times we see in the parks, it's not necessarily live stream channels as much as I see a lot of people FaceTiming.
FaceTiming, yeah. Or people that are...
And it looks like
I
they're
don't
live streaming.
I don't want to give
they
TikTok a bad name, but I'm going to give TikTok a bad name because
I
a lot of
don't
that,
watch it, but
a lot
you
of
do.
that tends to be, how can I be more boisterous than the other guy? How can I do something more crazy than the other guy? How can I run around the park like a crazy person? And, obviously that happens on YouTube too. It doesn't just happen on TikTok, but I feel like, I can tell when somebody's holding their phone this way versus this way. And
right.
That makes a big deal, I think. I don't know. And I'm not going to call out names because honestly, I wouldn't know anyone.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anybody. Kristen, what are...
But that's just what we see. A
Yeah.
lot of times...
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fireworks, for example.
Okay.
You can see it in our own live streams where the people in front of us are holding their phone up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just families
Yeah.
that are just FaceTiming with their own families or their own social media. So it's
Harper's doing the siren call in the background. Can you hear that? She's singing the full Frozen.
I know.
She
She's
can
saying,
hear
let it
us.
go.
She's singing Let It Go.
Yeah.
And she's in bed.
So people are really quick to jump the gun and say it is a channel or a social media aspect. But the people that we know or have seen, I have not experienced anything that is grossly inappropriate. But I do see the FaceTime because grandma will, like you said, grandma will be talking back during the fireworks.
Well, let's just talk about fireworks etiquette in general. So here's, Kristen, oh my gosh, you want to know what irks me the most when we're watching the fireworks? This is what irks me the most. When people turn their video light on and they don't realize it. They're taking video and their light is on and they are just blaring their light in everybody's face. And you guys have seen it. I know people are excited. They really, really want to tape the show to grandma or to watch. But they leave their light on, and it is just so distracting to everybody else. So, guys, if you're going to be in the park and you're going to take video, that's awesome. Just turn your light off, please. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. So I'm gonna keep us on track here.
Okay.
So why did we start live streaming? Why did we do that? I mean, I think it was.
I know why.
Well, we started with Run Disney.
We started with making videos
for Run Disney, yeah.
And we started live streaming because Adam was furloughed.
Well, even before that, what happened during the pandemic is that all the Run Disney events got canceled. And we were so kind of enamored with keeping the momentum running forward, pardon the pun, that we decided we were going to do live streaming for the days of the Run Disney races that got canceled. And so that if people were at home or on their treadmill or wanted to run wherever they were, that we were going to do the full half marathon with them. Or a full marathon. We live streamed a full marathon from Epcot the year that it was canceled.
We walked it.
Yeah, we walked the full marathon in Epcot and live streamed the whole thing. Our technology was not great then. The video quality was not great then. We were still learning, and that I will say that live streaming has a very definite learning curve. Even for somebody like me who had been doing, my whole life I've been doing live TV. Since I was 18, I did my first live shot for a major television station at age 18. So, I've been doing live television. I've done live television for the White House. I've done live television for CNN. I've done live television for ESPN. I've done live television for every network you can think of. I started live streaming on YouTube, and it's tough. It's tough. It was not easy. The technology is a super limitation, and you have to know how to wield it. And that takes time to figure out.
Right, yeah. Genuinely, regardless of the topic that we just had, I think Adam and I have a genuine kind of respect for anybody that might be dabbling in the live streaming arena or any of the channels that you watch, because those people, it doesn't matter, like I said, set aside anything we just talked about. Live streaming in the park and getting to know the signal and getting to know what to use to what app, how you want to do it.
What cell network are you using? And Kristen, I'm gonna blow away a secret right now that every single live streamer at Walt Disney World is really gonna hate me for.
Why?
We use Disney Wi-Fi. Yeah, we use Disney Wi-Fi. I think that's kind of a big secret that people kind of hold on to.
I don't know that.
We use Disney Wi-Fi. We don't use it all the time, but we use Disney Wi-Fi.
Not often, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Certain, but you do. That's why switching is important.
Yeah, I will say this: our live view does not do Wi-Fi. We can't use Wi-Fi with the live view, and so the live view that we use has 6 bonded cellular connections. 6. And we can't use Wi-Fi that has a splash page, which is what Disney Wi-Fi is. You have to log into it. So we can't use Disney Wi-Fi for most of what we do. But I think that I can't say for certain, because honestly, Kristen, we don't know a lot of the live streamers, if any, real well. So I can't say for certain how they're doing it. But we make our best guesses, and I think a lot of people are using Disney Wi-Fi to supplement in a lot of areas, especially on rides.
Yeah,
sure. What I think. So there's my secret giveaway, guys, for the night.
You got to use more than one option.
Yeah, you do, and you have to use a million different options to do that. That kind of segues into one of my next questions is, do we watch other bloggers and live streamers? And if we do, what are they? Kristen, I'll let you go first. Do you watch other bloggers or live streamers, specifically Walt Disney World ones? And which ones are they? Call them out.
No, not really. And this is the same answer I gave on Pete McDivitt's show. Because, I'm going
to call you out right there, because you do watch Pete McDivitt a lot. And he is definitely he is definitely a Walt Disney World live streamer. So I
guess when he's in town.
Yeah, and
he's not here.
Right, but you watch him a lot. So I was going to say, in fact, I was going to say when you said I don't watch anybody, I was going to say you watch Pete a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But alternatively, when he interviewed me a couple months back, I had said, I don't tend to watch Walt Disney World because you know why? I'm genuinely fascinated with Disneyland because I'm not there.
She watches a lot of Disneyland streams.
Attractions live.
You do watch Attractions live, and she does watch that a lot.
I like her.
Mm-hmm. That's true. No, you're right.
I'm here, so I know this is silly, but you guys know I work full time, and if I do pop it on to go walking or running or while I'm working, I would rather see what's going on out there, because there's times where I kind of miss it, and I like keeping up with what's going on there.
What about vloggers, not live streamers? What about vloggers?
On a frequent basis,
Yeah.
I watch live streams more than I would watch a video. Why? I just tend to like them. I kind of like what you guys like, you know, the interaction and kind of the community of things. So that's why I kind of like watching the chat. I'm a ninja watcher.
So,
but as far as vloggers, for Walt Disney World, I would say probably I check in with Paging Mr. Morrow, because we don't do a lot of food content, and he does.
Yeah, most of his
And
content is
I've
food
seen him in the
related,
parks a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know him,
Yeah.
but
We've
he's
met him.
out and
I mean,
about.
we've said hello a couple times, but that's
And
it. Yeah.
but other than that, I don't tend to watch videos, vlogs. I like to watch live streams.
So for me, inversely, I can honestly say what?
Park Pass TV Dance.
Thanks,
I only watch
Dan.
one.
Of course, yes.
Excellent.
I don't watch any live streamers at Walt Disney World except for one.
Okay.
The only one I ever watch and that I will ever. So I'll check in occasionally on some of them. Like because you know they come up on my feed, because obviously that's what we do, and so in my YouTube feed, like that's what I see. So I'll occasionally for 60 seconds, I probably for 60 seconds or a minute have watched a lot of them, but no longer than that.
Right.
The one I will keep up on my TV is the gold standard, and that's Resort TV 1. I will put them up on the screen and I will watch them.
Yeah.
Josh and Jenna, although we don't know them personally at all, we've talked to them a few times
Like a
over the
hello.
years, just a hello. We definitely don't know them personally at all, but I think I can say that after having spoken with them a few times and watching their streams, that they
Yeah,
are just
just
genuinely really good people. And so I like watching their stream. I think that Josh technologically is just, he's amazing, and I'm impressed with him. And I think from a channel perspective, they are they're doing it the right way. They're doing it the family way that I think I really, really respect the content he does and what he does. And I think he's the only one I really watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that I'll leave up on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Sometimes they get to media things that we don't always
Yeah,
get
so
to.
yeah.
So if that's true, Adam has said, hey, they went to media for, oh my gosh, Jollywood.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh gosh, I have to see this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Because
We don't
we
wanna
didn't
miss it.
We don't really like to go to the opening night
Yeah.
of anything.
Well, and
we
that's something we should
would rather
say.
go some of the other nights.
We don't like opening nights, and for that reason, and like I've said a couple of times, when everybody zigs, we kind of like to zag. So like
Yeah.
we don't like to bunch up with everybody else. So I think that our channel members and our just our pass holders, our subscribers, and people who watch us, they don't want to see all that anyways. I think they just prefer to watch, or come along with us,
Yeah.
when we're zigging, when everybody else is zagging. So when everybody's at Magic Kingdom, we'll be at Epcot, and when everybody's at Epcot, we'll be at Magic Kingdom. We did, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if that makes sense.
Right.
So are we friends with other live streamers? No, I think Pete McDivitt is the only other Pete is the only person, we have his phone number and we can call him.
Right.
That's it. Okay, here's the big one. This is the one everybody's waiting for, Kristen.
Is that?
Yeah, this is, how much money do you make live streaming? And we never really broached this topic. We've kind of mentioned it just a little bit. And I'm not going to say anything specific, but every single one of our live streams, without doubt, except for ones like this where we're at home. But that's not even true, because I play copyrighted music in the end of the stream and the beginning of the stream. So even on a live stream like this one. So every single stream we do has copyright. Now what that means is that even if it's just, I think it's 6 seconds, 6 to 10 seconds or so, anything over that, the
Yeah.
copyright owner gets the revenue for your entire stream. Not just the 6 seconds, your entire stream.
Or it's divided if there's more than
Yeah.
one.
Now, people are going to say, that's not true. There's live streamers who are making lots of money on their live streams. I don't know. I can only speak for us. And what I can say is that every single live stream we do in the park gets a copyright, and we get exactly $0 from it. all we get is the wonderful support through the super chats and PayPal from you all. A lot of people say,
Videos.
"Oh, well, in videos we get a little bit."
It's like a little, yeah.
Very little, and by very little I mean $30. I think 30.
Well, you have to have
30
big,
or $40.
big numbers.
Yeah, is probably the most.
You have to get big numbers.
$30 or $40
on a video.
is like we have
like more than 50,000.
Our biggest video right now is when we went to Harper's calling for Dada. The biggest video that we've done is when we went to Discovery Cove, and that one made us $90.
Yeah.
Made us $90. So yeah, there's not a lot of money there, and people are saying, well, you can edit your content and you can edit the copyright out.
Yeah.
You can, as long as your live stream's not over 6 hours, you can edit. But keep in mind that all our views happen live. So there's no views that happen after that. So after 6 hours, there's a very small amount. So if you do edit, and editing takes time to edit your video. So I saw somewhere else that somebody was mentioning that, oh my gosh, live streamers are getting so much money off of their lives. We're definitely not. Like, that just doesn't happen. I can scroll through every single one.
Super chats.
And that's what I wanted to say.
Facebook stars. Patreon.
And that's really what I wanted to say, Kristen, is that you guys supporting is everything to us. Last year, we made negative $10,000. So in other words, after Super Chats, after all the great support, we still spent $10,000 into the channel because this is a passion project. You know, this is something we love to do and something we love to bring to you guys. And we're not going to talk about it any other time, really, but now. But there's a lot of questions about that. And so I just wanted to say, this is a passion project. And when people in the park see us and they go, oh, you guys are YouTubers, you must be rich. No, that is not the case.
Well, but
it is not
we
at all.
also do a lot of things that we care to do. Like, we could scale things back. Like, we don't have to go out to Disneyland. Like,
we don't have to do HD.
We don't have to.
We could use just a phone. We could, we choose
the
to try and we go the extra mile.
The little extra things, like going to the events. They're
Lightning
saying that
lanes.
I've seen a bunch now that says our sound is really low and difficult to hear.
Oh, okay.
Is that possible to
that's why we
adjust? Oh. I've seen a bunch now that says our sound is really low.
Sounds fantastic to me.
Oh. I'm not sure.
So, I don't know, guys. Sorry about that.
Adam's mic. Maybe, remember yours was having maybe my mic is picking up you.
I don't know. I can see my mic right now. It looks fantastic.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just talk a little bit closer into the mic. There you go, guys. Yeah, I mean, we got Belinda saying sound is clear and loud on our end. Okay, thank you. Just Adam. Okay, that's interesting. You know what, guys?
What we say at the end of the streams all the time is true. We do put everything back into the channel. So in our case, I can't speak for other entities or organizations. We are very, very blessed to have full-time jobs. So what we do is it pays for our annual passes. It pays for if we do videos, like we go out to dinners, or a lot of times on the channel we'll be live, and you guys are all so wonderful to say, oh my gosh, try this snack. Oh my gosh, you have to buy this for Harper. Oh my gosh, go get this food. And that all comes into play, because just think about it, just a bottle of water or a soda is like $4 or $5.
I see some people have some questions, and I have some room at the end for questions, because I do
so
want to
remember.
Please ask the questions. We'll have at the end here. We'll have some time for questions. So yeah, we'll try to get all those answered.
Well, anything really quick.
Yeah.
I have a question: Halloween or Christmas at the Magic Kingdom? Which you
like?
Oh,
that is such a hard question to answer for me.
Okay, put it in the chat, everybody. What's your favorite, Halloween or Christmas?
Oh boy,
ask me.
Kristen, Halloween or Christmas?
Halloween.
Christmas for me.
Next.
Okay. This is a great question. What's easier, blogging or live streaming?
Live streaming.
You think live streaming is easier?
So once upon a time,
live streaming is hard, Kristen.
No, I'll tell you this one. When we started, Adam absolutely just wanted to do vlogging videos. And The difference is when you are vlogging in a video, you need to make sure you're in the right spot, you have the right shot, and maybe you reshoot it of something you're showing, and you want to have the right lighting. And then once you get all that footage, then you go home and you need to edit it, and your editing skills have to be on point.
Editing can take 6 times longer than actually shooting.
So there's a lot of
yeah.
value, and when you have somebody who's really good at making videos, those people have fine-tuned a difficult skill.
Yeah.
You know, live streaming, there's a little room for error. So if we mess up, right? Like, Magic Kingdom opened in 1994. Oh, oops, I meant this. You know, you just say that and you move on, right? But when you're doing a video, you immediately say, oh, I got to go back and reshoot it.
I will also say this, Kristen. Live streaming and vloggers have 2 very different audiences.
They do.
And what I would really like to see from everyone watching tonight, do you like, because you're watching a live stream now and you're primarily a watcher of live streams, do you like vlogs? Because I think there is an aspect of live TV, and I get it, I feel it, because being in production of live television for 25, almost 30 years, I get that there's a feeling about live TV that is so different from something that's canned, something that's edited, something that's highly produced. There's something about live that just has this really emotional connection for people. Like for me, when something happens, like a news event, I don't want to watch it produced and canned on the 5 o'clock news. I want to watch what's happening right now. So I think that our audience,
it's contagious to me.
Yeah. Walking driver boomer, hello, watching for the first time. Welcome.
Thank
We're
you.
glad you're here. So I think there's this some kind of and I have a friend who started watching us, and he's like, I just watch because I kind of just like to see what's going to happen, because anything can happen.
Like the
That's
squirrel.
The thing. Anything could happen.
Like the squirrel on yesterday's live stream.
Are you going to trip? Are you going to fall down? Are you going to drop the camera? Is the castle going to blow over? It's live. Anything could happen. I have no idea what's going to happen. And I think that's the difference between vlogging and live, is that with live, literally anything could happen. And I think that people really enjoy that kind of mystery of what could happen. Yeah. See, Lucky Fan says live for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, so here's a really interesting question that I want to talk about. Does Disney like live streamers?
Yeah.
I don't think so. My answer is no. I don't think Disney likes us at all. And for the very reason that we just talked about, because it's unpredictable, anything could happen, and Disney, from a PR perspective, I don't know how much they like that. Resort TV One is the only live streamer that they have ever invited to press events and media events, and I don't think that they allow them to go live at their press or media events. They have to do vlogs. And so Disney PR is definitely they are definitely not loving live streamers. They're starting to accept live streamers because it's, people like Resort TV One with these almost 200,000 sub channels are getting really big audiences, and people really like it and they enjoy it. And I think Disney's getting a lot of reward out of it. They're getting a lot of PR out of it. They're getting a lot of feelings where people go, oh my gosh, I got to take my, my family to go see that fireworks show. So I think there is some value there, but I don't think Disney likes us. A lot. Maybe a little.
Well, they definitely, just like any organization.
It is advertisement. You're right.
Just like any organization, the thought of a live, unedited view
Dave,
of something happening.
You can't control the negative content that's live. Once it's out there in the ether, it is out there in the ether, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's why Disney doesn't do a lot of live events, and when they do, it's
have you noticed that?
Extremely produced.
They don't do a lot of live
and their
anymore.
lives they really struggle.
Do you remember last year when they tried to do a live stream-esque type event in the park?
They called me out.
Do you remember that? They did call you out, but they tried to do an actual live stream-esque event in the park, and it was so funny to watch them try to mimic us. because
Well,
they
live
were,
streamers,
they were
yeah.
trying to mimic live streamers, and it was really, really fun to watch. You know, the other day I was watching something, another channel that was talking about live streamers, and they said all the live streamers and vloggers hate each other. They are all just at each other's throats, and I say that is not true.
No.
We're different where we don't have a lot of friends in the live streaming business just because we don't, not because we're not trying not to. We don't.
What's
And
awful is
so we can't say that
work,
that's true. We work too much.
and then we live stream, and then we work.
So that's not really true. I mean, I had one incident where I had another live streamer that kind of wrecked my day and ruined my day and did some kind of nasty things. And that's okay.
It's over. Like,
It's okay. I moved past it. I'm not going to be friends with that person. And do I think that's a real professional thing to do? No. And I think that it reflects poorly on them, and it's live. And that does reflect poorly. And people know that. People see that. People see clearly through that. So you were making a point that we don't have time to be like friends or enemies with anybody. We really don't. Like me and you.
I don't think about it.
Me and you are so busy. Like I know you do too. We barely have time to sleep at night. Once we get done with our day jobs, it's what can we do for the channel to make things better? What can we do to help push, our kind of our thoughts and hopes for the channel? How can we make it better? And I spent all day Saturday working on, how to set up HEVC protocols and different, 4K protocols for 4K. And so my next question here is, what do we do before the streams and after the streams? Like, do we hang out in the park? Do we, what do we do? What do we do?
Somebody asked me this question on one of the streams.
Jealousy issues. We don't have that.
Absolutely.
But you're right.
We
yeah.
show up, and we click the go button, and then we start. And then when it's over,
Cat and
we
mouse
take
game, I
it
like that.
almost to the end, like almost to the car. And then sometimes
Oh, we do have live streamers we like the best. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to read. But you go ahead, yeah.
but we honestly just, when we click in the gate, then we start it up, and then when it's over, we are either close to the car or getting into the car. So it's not
Thank
very
you,
often
Ajay.
that we hang out. You know what? If we are
Thanks,
going into
Eddie.
the parks to have a good time, it is usually just us being a family. And we don't advertise it,
And
and
honestly-
we just go,
honestly,
and we're
that's-
there for like an hour.
And that's what the park is, and that's what this whole Park Pass TV thing is about. Is a lot of, I think, live streamers and vloggers use the Disney parks as a way to propel themselves as a background. It has nothing to do with the love of Disney or the fact that they love the parks. They're using the parks as a background to showcase themselves in whatever way they're showcasing themselves or their product. I can honestly say with us, with Park Pass TV, we have a real love and a real passion for the parks, and we just want to share that kind of family feeling. And if there's something new or something nostalgic, especially for me, if there's something nostalgic, oh my gosh, or something's closing, something that's been there for a million years, like Splash Mountain, that you're just so super sad about, and you want to kind of just lament with other people about it. That's what this channel is about for me, is to be able to share that sorrow with people who have the same kind of feeling about, oh my gosh, they're moving the ice cream cart that's been there for forever. I know that's so trivial and stupid, but we care about that kind of thing.
We
And
missed
that's-
out on Country Bears.
And we missed out on we were so
bummed.
busy then. We were so
I know.
busy that week with Country Bears. A lot of you guys saying such nice comments. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, we don't have a whole lot of time after the streams or before the
This
streams.
is a really great question. This
Okay.
is a really great question. Do we like being stopped in the parks to say hi?
Love it. Oh, yeah.
Kim saw us, sorry, and then it scrolled up. But
So
what do you think about it?
love
I'll tell you.
And you know what? A lot of people say, we get a lot of comments or messages that people say, we saw you in the park. We didn't want to interrupt you, so we didn't say hi. Oh my gosh. No. We're there for you guys. Please, even if we're in the middle of a sentence, just come up and say hi. But please, here's something I want to start telling people. If you want to be on the stream, come up from the front. And if you want to just say hi, just tap us on the back and say hi. That's a good way. Otherwise, I feel like I'm like, oh, do you want to be on camera? Do you not want to be on camera? Because that's another thing, is privacy is a real issue. And I know we've come up with people who will just come right up to us, even if we're not aiming the camera at anybody, which we try not to do. We'll come right up to us and say, don't show me on camera. okay, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like that's
Out of the blue.
That's definitely,
Yeah.
you know, that's definitely something we have to respect. And I think that a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't be showing anybody. And so you're in public. There's not really an expectation of privacy when you're in public and when you go out in public. And so, you know, working in the news business as long as I have, like, there's this fine line that you need to broach when you're holding a camera that's public in a public place, because you don't want to be a jerk, but in the same light, you have all the right to be there. And so I think that's a really fine line that we broach, and we definitely respect people's privacy. And if somebody comes up to you and says, I don't want to be on camera, like, oh my gosh, we're not going to put you on camera. And I, you know, especially kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to go up a little bit because there were some
Okay.
really great questions that kind of go into that. But yes, always say hello, and don't be afraid if you say hi.
Yeah.
Because
Please
and
do.
we don't turn around, because when you're in a busy park, there's lots of families
thank
trying
you,
to get
Jennifer.
the attention of people around.
That's awesome.
So just say Kristen, Adam, Park Pass TV, any of those, and we will always stop. We love it. We
Such
think
great
it's great.
comments. Thank you, Jennifer. That's so nice of you.
Do you have to meet certain standards or followers to be considered media to Disney
That's
for their
all.
events?
That's all in the eye of the Disney beholder. There are some.
They're PR
There are
people.
some agencies, some like just social media people that have been on that list for so long. They're not
go.
relevant anymore, but they just keep going. They maybe don't even have an. I'm not going to say who they are, but there are some that barely have an audience, but still get invited every single time because they. Physically, Kristen, they know the PR people.
Right.
And it's about who you know, and that's kind of how you get invited to those events. And a lot of people will say, well, I don't want to be invited to those events. It's still cool to be invited to those events. A lot of people say, you know, I don't want the free cupcake and have to say
Well, we
positive
have been
things
there.
about Disney. We have been invited to press events in the past, and they are a lot of fun. They are also a lot of work.
Some people don't use them to their advantage, and they just have a good time. But when we go, we have used them, and we worked like dogs to make sure that we covered the event in the best way possible.
And there is a bit of an expectation that if you get invited to a Disney press event, that you're going to say, you know, good things. And, you know, I don't think everybody's beholden to that, but I think a lot of, you know, people that go to these events do feel like there's kind of like I have to say positive things because I was invited, you know?
You know.
That's just normal. That's
Yeah.
just normal. What were you saying?
Okay, quick question. Have we ever been on a ride with someone who came up to you and asked?
Not to be filmed? Yeah, definitely.
Yes. And then we just put it off to the
Yeah,
make
we'll
sure
put it
it's
off to the side or down.
completely not.
Yeah.
And there have been people who have seen us on. Alternatively, if you're asking, has people talked to us on rides? Yes, we get a lot of people.
Yeah.
Alternatively,
and we try not to
that
talk
say-
on rides.
That say, "Oh my gosh, can I say hi to my family?" And we're on the ride.
Yeah, yeah. I have seen live streamers that have done things on rides that would get them kicked out of the park, and I think some live streamers feel like they're immune to getting kicked out of the park or banned for life. And I just want to tell them, if they're listening, guys, it is so easy to get banned for life from Disney. You have to be like, you have to follow the same rules that everyone else in that park has to follow. And it's, you know, you are not immune. And we've seen some live streamers do some pretty inappropriate things. And you're not immune. You don't have a free pass. Because you have a camera, it doesn't mean you have a free pass to be obnoxious and do whatever you want to do in the park. And for me, what that means is being disruptive. You know, what does it cost to take a family of 4 to the Magic Kingdom right now for one day? Think about it. A lot. It costs a lot. And if you get one chance to take your family to the Magic Kingdom and you can't watch the fireworks at night because there's a live streamer or a group, even worse, a group of live streamers who are being obnoxious
or vloggers,
it
applies
and
to
are
vloggers.
ruining the show. That's why for me, I have a rule for myself, and that's that I don't hold the camera any higher than my head. Because my head, you know, my height, my body height, that's what I'm allowed to see. So, you know, if somebody's in front of us,
and our camera can be angled up.
I'm sorry, you know,
for the
viewers
fireworks.
are going to miss a great view of the fireworks if somebody stands in front of me.
And they're really tall.
I've seen live streamers that have tripods. I've seen live streamers that do this, and that's their own.
But that's
right.
also there's even photographers.
Yeah, that's their own right to do it if they want to.
So kind of going back to what we were, we don't want to just pin that because again, we have seen just general people and families with tripods and such. Okay. Anyway,
I don't know how people still get selfie sticks into the park, but they do. Every single time I'll see people with crazy long selfie sticks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you get that in the park?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Brittany says we found you looking for a Run Disney race we did in 23 and love that you did it live. Thanks. Oh, that's awesome. And you know what? That leads into something else. It was, what makes Park Pass TV different? And that's what I was going to say is we, number one, quality, and we try to do different things like our live two-camera, multi-camera fireworks, and we're going to be doing that on Thursday.
Yeah.
From Magic Kingdom.
Some switching, we did yesterday.
Yeah.
We switch between cameras. We try to have diversity in the channel, with Run Disney, with motivation, with shorts, with some vlogs. 2 vlogs will come out this week. We'll have another one next week. And our family, our family's big into this.
When we were at the Contemporary, there was a morning storm that rolled through.
Yeah.
In the morning, and I filmed it from the balcony. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna try and edit it together into like an hour or 2 hour watching a storm roll through Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that. So I love that we do different things. We're gonna do some ambiance because people like to put those on.
We do
and
have
just
some
kind of
ambiance
relax.
ones.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that.
And that's why we like the stream after the stream.
I'm gonna be updating that too, hopefully.
Do the older kids go to the park with us much, or are they not really into it? The older kids do like Universal much more. And so, but the trouble is they are so involved with school and their activities. Erin is she loves Disney, and she was at May the 4th with us, and she was in the thick of it. She loves Star Wars. Erin loves Disney, but they love Universal more.
So I got a text from somebody, I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody who in media who knows a lot about it. Just said, be careful about what you call a public place, because Disney, you pay admission to get into the park. So it's not the same as being in a public library or a public street, but I feel like it's still a public environment, right? Yeah, so it is a slippery slope. I agree. Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Here, now we can scroll down. I want to make sure I got some of those. There's so many good questions.
Yeah, tons, yeah.
Will I continue the morning walks? Yes. And I gave a little story of why I could not go out on Saturday morning, which was slightly embarrassing. But to make a long story short, on the live stream on Thursday, I got bit underneath my magic band by some insect. I think probably a spider.
Yeah.
And my whole arm was swollen, and I ended up at the urgent care Saturday morning. But the other good thing is the kids' school is wrapping up, and that makes it a lot easier for me on the weekdays now to add that in during the summer.
Okay, so we had just a couple other things here that I wanted to talk about. What are some different streams that we want to do, or some things that we're hoping to do on the channel? And I know a lot of live streamers are super secretive about that because they don't want to be like, somebody's got to steal my idea. But I don't mind sharing what our ideas are for what we're trying to do for fun things in the future. And I just wrote down here one of the things that I really want to do is a 24-hour stream. A 24-hour live stream.
Yeah.
I don't know how we do that, and we talked about how to do that, and when it would be appropriate to do a 24-hour stream. Because remember, they used to do a 24-hour day at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So that would have been a really cool time to do a 24-hour stream and kind of break it up with you doing 12 hours and me doing 12 hours and maybe some crossover in the middle there. But that's for me. What's a fun stream that you would want to do that we haven't done yet?
Well, I just had an idea today.
Yeah, you did.
So Harper is super into Frozen. You just heard her singing herself to sleep. So instead of doing what we call a mega stream, I thought it'd be really fun to kind of have a Frozen theme. So like start at the Magic Kingdom, watch the parade with Anna and Elsa in it, then go to the stage show and watch Anna and Elsa, then go over to Epcot and go meet Anna and Elsa, go on the Frozen ride, then go to Hollywood Studios, see the Frozen show, and then kind of end the night at Fantasmic with Elsa there. You know, like I was thinking of things like that, like doing a mega stream where we tie in something like that, where it's like park to park to park to park, and you know, treats that go along with that. So that's kind of that. And so, yeah, I mean, a lot of it, some of it is our technology that we've got great ideas for. The multicam, I love that, Adam.
We're gonna keep doing the multicam because we're right now the only people, I think, that can really, because of the live view technology we use, I think we're kind of the only ones right now who do that. I mean, I'm sure there are going to be people who are coming along and are going to start to do that for sure. But right now, I love being able to do the multi-camera, to be able to switch camera angles for fireworks. I think that's super fun. I think we should try and work with that and do more with it. I don't think we do enough. I think we can do a day in the Magic Kingdom where we do ride, where we stack it up because we've got two cameras, and we've never done that, and I think we really, really should. I think that would be fun. Yeah.
So those are kind of the things. I mean, we've talked about some of the other ones we know we have coming up, and kind of going along with Adam, that's why I don't have an issue putting a schedule out. Like,
I don't have the only ones that put out.
We're pretty much the only people who put a schedule, really, to say, hey, we're going to do this, and we're going to be at this event on this day. Because I also, from what they were asking before, do we like meeting people, or how do we feel about that? We absolutely do. And people, you would be surprised, and we are surprised daily at how many private messages we get.
Tons. And that's why
That's
why we work tirelessly. I mean, we put so much, and I know it's easy for us to say, oh my gosh, we put so much heart into this. We spend a lot of time, we spend a ton of time on this. Like, I think we did the math. I mean, it's outrageous how many hours we spend, but we do it because we love it. Right. And we do it because it makes us excited and because we're excited to share fun things with all of you. And so, you know, Kristen will come up with an idea in the middle of the day, or even like right before a live stream, she'll be like, oh my gosh, what if we did all the mountains or all the coasters?
We did all the coasters.
What if we did all the different coasters in one day?
So sometimes it's on the fly. Like we think, okay, we're going to go to Epcot, but then at like a few hours before, we'll say, oh my gosh, I just thought about this. Let's do this. And it all will come together into this idea that we have. So not everything is just, okay, we go to the Magic Kingdom and we're going to go ride the People Mover, and then we're going to go ride the carousel. And then, you know, we genuinely put a lot of thought. Like, you know what I've been really enjoying? Another thing I wanted to add to the series too is people seem to really like when I did the historical walk around Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, so we think about
and I
some
told
history
Adam,
streams,
I would like to do some history streams where, like, Adam takes Epcot and a history of Epcot, and it's a walk, a live stream of like, here's what it is today, here's what it used to be, and here's what it's going to be, and the things that they have on the docket. And I think I really liked that, you know, spending the time pointing some of that out, because you know, the streams with all the rides are super fun, but it is nice to change it up a little bit and do something different and spend the time kind of sharing unique things about the parks, not just, or maybe I had a great idea for Adam. I really, no, remember I wanted you to do streams once a week where he goes on a ride and talks about the technology behind it.
Oh, that is a good idea.
And I wanted Adam to do a history series.
Like just maybe talking about just Test Track, because that ride's gone through so many incantations and where it started and where it's going. No, you're right. That is a really good idea.
I told him, because Adam is so we are two very different live streamers.
Yeah, 100%.
So even just on our channel, like if you watch an Adam stream, he will live stream in a different style than I will. And that's why I've always felt like I don't have a problem if somebody says, I
Kristen,
watch this other live stream, because...
I'm going to throw a curveball question in here.
Okay.
Husband and wife working together live stream. Do you ever get frustrated with me? Are there ever times where you're like, why is he doing that? I mean, it's a different dynamic, you know. It's because you have, you know, most times coworkers, like for me, like working at a TV station, you don't have to go home with that person at night, right?
In all honesty, have I ever left a live stream genuinely angry? No.
I think she has.
No. No. I mean, are there times where we bicker?
Yeah, we have bickered a lot. Yes.
Because sometimes...
There have been times where I've been like, okay, coming from a broadcast background, when you work with a reporter and they're like, get a picture of this, do that. And sometimes, like, when Kristen's like, make sure you point your camera over there, I'm like, okay. I'm kind of gritting my teeth. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
But I love you, and we always leave...
equally...
Yeah, we always leave happy.
Yeah. I mean, there's always times where... And that's the same thing with anybody you work with.
My Family Fun Spot says, wrong question, Adam.
I know. Well, yeah, there's times where he gets frustrated with me, or I get frustrated with him.
It happens. We're husband and wife. Is there a husband and wife who don't argue?
It's 100 degrees.
Right.
In a theme park.
Occasionally we have a screaming 2-year-old.
Yeah. Well, even not that. Sometimes things just don't go the way you plan them.
Yeah.
And then the two of us are two very passionate people. And when things don't go the way that we envision, you get really frustrated in yourself. And Adam especially.
Thanks, Frank. That was one of our favorites,
Adam absolutely gets very frustrated if things aren't going the right way. And it has nothing to do with me. And because when you take something so serious and you just want them to go well, then sometimes just emotions escalate.
Upside Down Waterfall has an interesting question.
Okay, I would love that.
I have a double question for you guys. How do you feel about this new trend of people doing parkour in parks?
What?
Actually, that kind of leads,
I don't know about that.
My last talking point that I really wanted to talk about tonight is etiquette in the parks. And as far as like what kind of etiquette is there for live streamers and vloggers? And I think, guys, you have, as a live streamer or vlogger, you have to follow the same rules that everybody else follows. Like, don't be disruptive. Don't do things that are gonna
don't put your feet up on the seat.
Do things that are going to make other people upset because you're ruining their day. Like, because you're holding a camera or a phone does not give you a privilege to do things that other people are going to be offended or distracted in their having a good time. Like, that's just being smart. That's called common sense, right? So this, like, people doing parkour, like, they should be kicked out of the park. That's all I can say. Like, I have seen live streamers do things that they should get kicked out of the park for. And that's what really scares me about the future of live streaming at Walt Disney World is, Kristen, I think, and unfortunately, and you know me, I'm kind of a negative person sometimes, I think Disney will eventually try to eliminate live streaming from the parks. I think it's going to be very, very, very difficult for them to do that. But you know what? You know how they're going to do it? You know how they're going to get away with it? And I shouldn't even be saying this because Disney could be watching right now. And the one way to end live streaming altogether, pretty much in the park, would be say no gimbals.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say no live streaming. They would say no gimbals. Gimbals are the device that lets you hold your phone steady so that you don't get a headache when you're jumping around.
Right.
So all it would take is Disney saying no gimbals, and we try to be super, super respectful and super low profile. We don't want to make a scene because we want to be in the background, and we want to be in the background. And so if Disney bans live streaming in the parks, it's not going to be because of us. Because we're not going to make a scene. We're not going to be, doing parkour in the parks and filming it. We're not going to be tasting water from the fountains. or, you know, God forbid, some of those live streamers
No.
have gone backstage.
Well, and you
those things
I think you need to be
have
careful because you keep
respectful.
saying live streamers. You keep saying live streamers, but
Both. Vloggers and live streamers, sure.
like TikTokers, like social media. I think what Adam's trying to say is social media. Because again, I still say the channels that we've come across have always been, I don't see anybody doing anything like jumping into fountains or like.
I haven't seen it, but I know it happens. You know?
I don't know.
I know it happens. I know people jump off the boats. You know, I worked for the boats, the friendship boats, and I have seen people do some really crazy
I mean, I
things.
probably should upside down waterfall. I'll practice at home before I get on the Barnstormer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, really,
We won't be picking any cucumbers
No.
off the.
No, and I think if anybody from Disney is watching, which is possible, like our etiquette is that we have to be respectful and be like any other person in the park.
Well,
And we
okay,
have
I
to-
think also our personal opinion is, again, I don't know what other channels do. I don't talk to them. I don't know. But our personal opinion is we genuinely feel very blessed and we understand the magnitude of the ability to go to some of these places on a frequent basis. So I think you have seen Adam and I on more than one occasion where I know you've seen me where I say to the children around me, here, come stand in front of me. You know, come here, honey. Come right here.
It's more important that they get a good view of the
And
fireworks than we do.
you have seen me on many occasions, especially during parades, the fireworks give or take because, you know, there's only so much you can do. But that's an example.
So we have one good question here from
Okay.
Dole Whip Dave, who's thoughts on DAS Pass and paying for lightning lanes by live streamers. So I'll say one comment, and I do know that there are a couple of live streamers and vloggers who do use the DAS Pass. And I can't speak for them because I don't know what their need for the DAS Pass is. But I feel like, I will say this, Kristen, if you can carry a camera and a gimbal around a park without having to use the restroom for 4 hours, then maybe you shouldn't be using the DAS Pass to show your audience rides without paying for Lightning Lane. That's all I'll say. I can't speak for what your need for DAS Pass is, but I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say something that Kristen may regret me saying, but I think it's shameful. I think it's kind of, I'm ashamed of live streamers that do that. Unless you're showing people how to use the DAS Pass system and getting them familiar with it, DAS is there for a reason. It's there for people who have disabilities who can't wait in line and need extra help and extra assistance. And I feel like that if is you and you need the extra assistance, then yes, 100%. But do I feel like it's being abused? Yes, it is definitely being abused. I'm glad that Disney is reevaluating their DAS Pass system because I want people who need it to be able to have it.
Right.
Yeah.
If you live locally,
Yeah.
it is, I have heard of people that I've come across in the local area. I'm not saying it's any friends of mine, you know, just people that I've come across that said, oh, if you go to Disney, you know, you're signed up for that, right? And I'm like, no. Like, so yeah, it is common knowledge that there's people who used it to make money, you know, doing tours. You know, I don't want to speak too much to it because I don't use the program.
We don't use it. We don't have any experience with it, so it's hard for me to speak about it.
People have asked us, hey, we will take you around on a live stream using that. And although that is very, very
It's kind, and people do it out of kindness.
It's very kind.
Yeah.
We feel uncomfortable with that. So we don't.
Corby says, do you think that it's fair for all the vloggers to show up on the first day of a new ride or event? And they do that, that's for sure. A lot of times they get invited to a media event beforehand, but then they still crash the first day, for sure, because it's the first day.
Right.
And I'm going to say this, we're going to be at Splash Mountain the first day for sure.
Tiana,
the new Tiana's, yeah. Well, Old Splash Mountain. We'll be there. Kristen, it's always going to be Splash Mountain. For
I
me. I'm
know.
sorry. It's going to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Is what it's going to be for me. But yeah, I here's what I don't like, Corby, about everybody being there the first day is that they do kind of make a scene sometimes.
Like, well, if there's a lot of times
like that.
there's congregation.
Yeah, they kind of play off
There's
of
a
each
lot
other.
of congregation.
It's like when you put a group of kids on a bus together, right? Like the kids genuinely might be really quiet, nice kids, but you put them on a bus together and you get kind of riled up and they go kind of nuts. And that's what, if you've been at an opening day event at Disney, you will see it. You'll see all your favorite vloggers there and they will all be interacting together and being high-fiving and doing crazy stuff. Not all of them. I'm not going to group everyone together. There's a couple. You know who's really good? Tim Tracker.
Yes.
Tim Tracker.
That's
really
a good point.
He really like marches
Blends
to the
in.
beat of his own drum. He's very quiet and reserved, and you probably wouldn't even know he's there. And he's
Right.
And we had the opportunity on the Amazing Race Orlando to talk to him a little bit. And he's a nice guy.
Interacted with him quite a bit that day.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, and
He was very polite.
Yeah.
And like you said, he
Yep.
was very, and the times that we have seen him in the park, if he's not with his family, a lot of times he's alone, or maybe he will just be walking
He
just
doesn't
with
make a
Adam the
scene.
Woo.
Yeah, he doesn't make a scene. He does his own thing quietly.
He was very pleasant.
For sure.
Yeah. And that was somebody that, yes, we don't know him well. We just did that event with him.
Which, by the way, if you guys are following along with us, the Amazing Race Orlando is what we did. It's now been almost 2 years, and because of some production difficulties, it hasn't premiered yet. But the producer has said that it's gonna happen by fall. So Kristen, if it happens, we're gonna live stream that premiere event like crazy. So if you're wondering what Amazing Race Orlando is, just Google it or look on YouTube. It's posted on Tim Tracker's. The first 2 seasons are posted on Tim Tracker's YouTube page. So season 3, Kristen and I are in. So once it premieres and gets edited, you'll be able to see that whole competition that we have. Still can't say who won.
Well, we have before.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, well, be surprised. We won't say it now.
Okay.
Yeah. I do agree. Paging Mr. Morrow is a nice guy. We did meet him. Hey, Megan. I just want to. Are there any other questions? Something we didn't address? I think that we touched on a lot of topics tonight, and I'm glad we did this. And it's hard to do this from the parks. And I know Kristen was kind of like, I don't know if I want to be involved with talking about these kinds of things. It makes her really kind of feel uncomfortable and squeamish, I think, sometimes, just because we don't look at ourselves as being influencers at all, not even a little bit. And a lot of times people may try to say hi to me in the park, and maybe I don't see them because I'm not looking for it. And I feel bad if people say hi to me when I'm streaming and I don't notice them, because Kristen points out a lot that people try to say hi to me and I don't say anything. And it's totally not me snubbing you. I just don't.
He doesn't hear me.
See you or hear you. So come up and give me a tap on the shoulder and say hi, Adam. Because we don't look at ourselves that way. We surely don't group ourselves with that. And we honestly,
will we be going back to Disneyland?
Oh, we just talked about Park Pass TV Dan is on. Kristen sent me a message today. She said, "What if I sent you and Uncle Dan to Disneyland this summer?" And I said, "Hot dogs in Disneyland and Fantasmic? You betcha." That's my Wisconsin. You betcha. Yeah, sure. You betcha. Yeah. Dan, are you in? You in, Dan?
I don't know. Oh.
Yeah? Yeah. Yep. Michelle says the wall looks great. Thanks, Michelle.
Our only commitment to Disneyland, because we were just there in January, is that if we book it, we absolutely will make sure that you guys know ahead of time, because, again, that was another request that we get, is that if we come out to the West Coast again, can we give some heads up so that people who would like to pop over there those days can say hello. And yes, we will do that.
All right, Kristen, I think we got to wrap it up unless there's any questions that I missed here.
Oh, Park Pass TV Dan wants to know, why are you against squirrels who like sandwiches? We are pro squirrel.
Very pro squirrel.
No squirrels were hurt in the making of yesterday's
I
live
promise
stream.
we're not bad
or
parents.
ducks.
We kept Harper at a very safe distance from that squirrel.
Right.
We did. Now, was she upset that the squirrel stole her sandwich? Yes. But was I going to go and steal that sandwich back from the squirrel and get like people saying, "Oh my gosh, Adam tried to go and attack a squirrel." No, I was going to let the squirrel do exactly what the squirrel wanted to do.
Oh my gosh, what if people say we fed the squirrel? We did not feed the
not
squirrel.
At all. No, I did. What we did do is we did take the sandwich away. The squirrel dropped it, and I took it.
Because it was so big.
Yeah, that would not be healthy for that poor little squirrel. Yeah.
Oh gosh. So yeah, yesterday on the live stream, we went to see Mickey twice. That was super exciting. And when we came out to get the stroller...
Oh, good night, Jennifer. Thank you.
There is a short on YouTube. You can go to the Shorts tab, and it is quite funny. And poor Harper's sandwich...
Thanks, Jenna.
Normally, yes, we have them set away, and, we are cognizant of the wildlife, and we make sure that they're zipped up in a backpack, but, things happen, and we just had it, a packaged Uncrustable was opened by the squirrel.
It opened the package, took it out of the stroller, and started eating it. Yeah, I don't know how.
Oh, I do know we had questions about going to other parks.
I would love to go to Paris. Now, is that going to be hard to stream? Oh,
like
my goodness.
Tokyo and Paris.
That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, that would be a ton of fun.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
And the only trouble is in the next year, it's our son Josh is graduating high school. So we really can't, normally we plan trips like that during the school year where it's easier, but they have to be in school next year.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big year.
Yeah.
With Aaron's going to be first year of high school and Josh is last year.
Yeah, it's a big year.
And so that's just not a really great time for us to go international. So I think we're kind of have to stay domestic to easier flights.
I would love to go to Paris sometime with you
because we
and see their
can't.
drone show.
I don't want to go without the kids.
Speaking
they would love it.
Of drone shows,
and we have been to those parks. We have been to Paris.
We've been to Paris, not together.
Have
but
you
we
gone
have been to Paris.
Tokyo?
No.
Oh, I didn't know because.
No, I would love to go to Tokyo, but no.
That's a reasonable
Shanghai
question.
and Tokyo?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, hey Kelly, so
go fund me for Park Pass TV,
right.
Paris and Tokyo.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I would like to try for Tokyo.
I think I would too.
Only we have been to Paris, so it would be great to try that.
Kristen, somebody just texted me and said that they really love your Wisconsin accent and that our new microphones really bring out your Wisconsin accent and that they think it's really nice. We do have Wisconsin accents. You'll hear it on me when I say sorry. Sorry. It's very Canadian.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's your Wisconsin accent word?
I know that I do have some Wisconsin phrases. Just generally, and I have some phrases that I know are.
You know what also is funny?
Don't you know?
She has Milwaukee specific phrases too that are like different from Wisconsin that I pick up on as being like more like very southern Wisconsin, like Milwaukee and Chicago. She has a different accent than even me being in La Crosse. That I go, yep. Mm-hmm. She's got a big Wisconsin Milwaukee accent. I love it.
Yeah,
I do love it. It's very cute, Kristen. What I do want to say.
Oh, they want to see the puppy.
Oh my gosh, Dexter is not a
puppy. He is 14-year-old curmudgeon.
Yeah, he is.
Yorkie.
Pick him up. You got him. Can you reach him?
He's like coughing along.
He's like barely making it. Poor guy. This is the most loved dog that you will ever find. Look at this little guy. This is Dexter, like the most loved Yorkie you'll ever find.
He needs a groom. You guys, we have him on camera, and now he looks like he's like we just took him out of the dumpster. Like, look at how scruffy he is.
He is a little scruffy, but he does. Yeah.
There's a drone preview show. They're saying
a drone preview. When is that?
Okay, so scroll back.
We will definitely.
Somebody said Wednesday at 5:30. Where's that? How could that be possible?
It be at 5:30. Where are we looking here?
Somebody up there said Universal Hollywood. Yeah, we've thought about that. Here, right there. Jayhawk Joel said drone preview Wednesday at 5:30. Are you sure? Where is that scheduled?
They would be.
It's
hard
very light
'cause
out.
It's light out. Yeah. I mean,
It's
maybe they're
very,
flying
very
them.
light
Maybe
out.
they're flying them during the day, just to see. I could see them doing that. But we will be at the drone show. We're thinking about ways to cover the drone show that are different because we have 2 cameras. But the drone show's Friday, guys. That's crazy. It's Friday.
I know.
And that, from what I understand, there's going to be 2 shows. There's going to be one at 9 and one at 10:45. That hasn't really been released
Oh,
yet, but it's what
Paul over on Facebook says there's a cast preview for the drone show.
Really?
You know, Paul, you can send us a
Private message
Private
and let us know
message.
when that is. Yeah. Yeah.
We've been, no joke, we've been driving down there at random times
To
in the
see.
evening to see if we can catch
We were thinking
testing.
like maybe we just drive down there tonight and just see what. But we have to go to bed. I have to watch Bridgerton with you first, though. I promised. What I do want to say is a huge thank you to all our viewers, everybody who's watching. You guys are all so amazing, and our channel supporters, guys. Like, I can't tell you enough how
Oh.
much you make this happen for us. So thank you so
AM.
much.
AM.
5:30 a.m. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 5:30 a.m.
Oh, that's all you. That's
That is all me.
that's all you.
You don't want to
Adam.
get up early?
Heck no.
Okay. All right. 5:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. There we go. And you know why they're doing that? Because none of those parking garages are open. So there's going to be nowhere to park over there. You're not going to be able to. As far as like us being outsiders, there's nowhere to park or see it from.
I got
It
you.
would be really tough.
No, I got you.
Okay. Well, we'll think about it.
I got you.
We'll think about it. We can hear Harper's crying in the distance because she can still hear us talking. She's on the other side of this wall. Poor girl trying to sleep. So we do need to wrap it up. But, guys, thank you so much for kind of sharing our thoughts and feelings on live streaming, the future of live streaming. I think cameras like this may or may not be in the future of live streaming, but they will be for us. And I think it's going to bring awesome new ways to view the parks for people who can't be there or people who just want to enjoy it every single day and, save up and come to the parks. We're still going to be doing Run Disney, and I've thought of some great new ideas that we can help share Run Disney and get everybody motivated together because it's Run Disney registration season. Yeah. And 5G cellular is a real thing. It's not implemented yet, but when that happens, 8K in the parks.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Real quick, Megan, the Tinkerbell meet and greet. I know it's a bummer, but things
that.
happen.
Yeah, we talked about that, and Disney, I guess, decided that Tinkerbell's not okay. So that's weird.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't know.
Tinkerbell's not an okay character, so I don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I don't know.
Well, we hope you all have a wonderful night.
Yeah. We'll put out a schedule
Yes.
because we were kind of nailing down how we want to handle this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much.
So much going on.
I would love to get Adam to go to H2O Glow.
Okay, maybe. And we have our...
And that is an opening night.
We have
guys.
Our anniversary weekend from the Contemporary. We've got 2 vlogs going up in the coming days for that. One tomorrow night, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Chef Mickey's vlog you're going to want to see is hilarious. It's funny. I was like a little kid. I watched it and I said, Kristen, I'm obnoxious. I had such a good fun time at Chef Mickey's with Kristen and Harper that I was like an obnoxious little kid. And I'm going to be completely honest about it, but I had the best time.
He was.
I had the best time ever. It was so much fun. So make sure you check out that tomorrow. Look for the drone show to be on Friday. And live 2-camera fireworks show on Thursday from the Magic Kingdom. We got lots coming up. And, anything else, Kristen?
No. I would like to go to bed.
Yeah, me too.
I am exhausted.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you all real soon.